Hello again. This is going to be RXB Demo 4. It's going to continue on with user, but it's also going to be the load program and the loader program. The load programs here. This is an example program I wanted to show you. Whoops, sorry. This program here is basically it's toward the limits or the edge of what you can do with RXB for a load program. The loader is what creates this program. Creates the load program. As you can see, it's 25 kilobytes on disk, but it has each one of these lines is a different program it'll run. I'll run the programs in a second here. I've speeded it up so you can see the listing. These are all the programs it'll run. The EA5, EA3, XB. It'll view files also. It'll do all those. So this demo that I'm going to be doing here, you're watching, is going to be on what it can do. Let's just slow this down here a second. All right, let's run the. Well, first off, let's do this. Let's go back here and do call init. I wanted to show you the size in RXB. So there's 589 bytes of program space free left. Now you'll notice in RXB you have the assembly language bytes of assembly space free. This gives you an ability to load the lower 8K and see what's left. These are our AMS memory, of course. But anyways, let's run this program. We'll do the loader next. Now, what this program does is allows you to run extended basic programs, and the loader creates this load program. And it has an option here for C for catalog. So if we press it here, what's going to happen is these are all the programs that you can load. They're extended basic or whatever. You just press enter and it'll go to that program and it'll load it. Now, you use the cursor keys or the EX, D, same keys you normally use to move around. It works on a TI or Classic 99. Now, the reason why it's so slow right now is because the program takes up almost all the memory. Normally it's not this slow, but the more you add to it, the worse it gets. You can speed it up, though, in Classic. And it goes to another screen. Now, there are 48. Just keep going on here. There are 48 programs per screen. So as you can see, you can load quite a few kinds of programs. It'll allow you to view them too. And I will show you that. At the moment, I'm just showing you what you can do with if you want to go crazy with a hard drive and basically put everything in one program, or most of it. Right now there are, let's turn the speed back off. So if we list the last program or line, so we have, let's see now, print. It goes from 1000 to 1769, so 1769 in this program divided by 48 is 36 screens of programs. That's quite a few programs. So I just wanted to show you that. Let's go to the new. Let's run the disk 1 loader. Now, this program right here is the loader program that comes with RXB 2001. I haven't had to modify it. You could modify it for 2012. It's coming out, but there's really nothing you can do to it to make it that much better. I mean, the differences are so slim that it's not worth the trouble. So let's just show you what it does first. Let's say this is right here. It's asking for you to create a load program. Now, the load program that we're going to create wants to know where to save the results. So we're going to save the results on, how about let's save the results on disk 1. So it's going to write a DV80 file right here. Now, it wants to know a directory that we would like to look at. So let's go to a drive and let's select number 1. Oops. Let's call this let's view this file. So it's asking if it's going to be a view file or a batch file or just ignore it. A blank spacebar means ignore it. So let's hit V for view it. This is the load program. We'll just put it in there for the heck of it. But it's an XB program, not EA. Then the loader program. We can put that in XB also if we want to. We don't have to. Let's do a different disk. Let's say disk. Go back over here and look at disk 2. There's nothing there. So let's go to disk 9. Yeah, I got stuff on disk 9. So we'll do disk 9. Now, this is an XB program. So we'll just call it XB. This is an XB program. This is the editor assembler. So we're just going to bypass that because we can't load it from anything but assembler. Now, this is a program that runs the, it turns graphics memory, GPL memory into a GROM file. So let's put that in there for an EA. That's second half. We don't want that. There's the edit. That's editor assembler. We can run this. No, can't run that one. We can run this one though because this is an EA5 program. So we'll put that one in there. That's the second half. Ignore that one. Here's the GPL loader. That's actually an EA5 program. Here's an object file program we can run. If you hit yes for object file, we can load that one. There's another extended basic program. And there's another extended basic program. And one more. Internal variable 224. So now we got our list. How about if we go back and we create it now? Now you can just keep going to disk. If you're using a SCSI drive, you'd go like SCS1 or SCS name. Or SCS1, you know, the volume name, and then you would go the path name, and then just it would go start looking at the files on that directory. So let's just go disk. Let's just hit enter, and we'll finish up here. Make it quicker. So what's doing now is it's writing a DV80 file. It wrote a DV80 file, I should say. And now it's loading that DV80 file. So user first wrote the DV80 file with everything you wanted, and now it's loading that DV80 file into memory. And the last thing it'll do is it'll save it to disk. Right now it's 25 sectors, the old one. That's the old one. It should be much smaller when it's done. It'll come down to the bottom here and start writing the data lines for where the loader, to load the programs from. It's almost done, and it's done. Yeah, 3 kilobytes right there. All right, so there's the program. If we run it, whoops, if we run it, there's the program. And there's the files we loaded. So if we want to view a file, well, how about if we hit the C for the catalog? If you hit C, it'll catalog the drive that you indicated was going to be the main drive for where you wanted the load program to go. It'll always catalog that drive because it's just taking for granted that's the program you're going to want to catalog the most often. You could add a feature because this is extended basic. If you want to, you could add a feature to this where it'll catalog any drive you select. Like if you press 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, it'll work that way. It wouldn't be hard to add that to the program. I actually thought about doing that for 2012. I may still do that. But it won't work with paths because it has to ask for a path. So that could be added to. It just depends on the people. So anyways, here's your catalog. Let's do something like go down to a program and run an EA5 program. Like if we go down to here to this one and hit enter, it'll load that program. There you are. Program loaded. And we can quit it. Load disk 1 to the load program again, so we're right back where we started from. And we do something that, like, let's say we want to view a file. We want to view a file, you just hit enter. Now, it's asking if you want to print the file, because if you want to, if you hit 4, you can print the file. You could edit the file if you wanted to by hitting 2, and the editor assembler will ask for the editor to edit it, or you could view it. Let's hit 5 for view it. There you go. This is a copy of the file it created for the load program. This covers just about anything you would want to do. you know, because you can load, edit, save, print, view, or purge, whatever you want. And it's quite easy to get back into the program because it's on the disk 1 or whatever drive you want. So it'll also load EA3. So if we go to an EA3 program like this one, hit enter. If it has an auto start, it'll auto start. If it doesn't, it'll do this. You have to enter. And then of course the name of the program is going to be start. So we would type in start. And there you are. There's the program. Now, let's do something different. Let's show you what's going on in the loader program. Okay, this is the loader program. It tells you things like you need to know in the remark statements for what it does and hard drives. It tells you about all that. Now, there is one little thing here at 640. At 640, I had to do something for Classic. I had to add this right here because regular Extended Basic doesn't care on regular TI or PC99 or Master or something like that. But on Classic, because the disk drives are totally different, you have to have this on air because you cannot delete a program from Extended Basic. So it'll crash the program. So you have to add on airs for Classic. It's not something you have to do with everything else. But that's about the only problem I've run into so far. There is one other thing. You could actually put all those programs into Classic into that one drive that I had loaded on that load program and run them all from that one. Now, it won't catalog them because it only catalogs up to 128 files. But you could run all of them on that disk from that one program. Just put them all in that disk right there and then run it. No problem. So you'd have one program that can run all your programs right there on this one spot. Anyways, the last line of this program is to close all the files. And you see that it prints up a lot of stuff because that's how it works, is it does print statements. So hey, like if you wanted to modify something here, what you have to do is go to that line number and change that printout. Now each line has to end with a character 13 because that tells it that you've hit the enter key, same as if you were typing the program in. And then the other thing is the quotation marks. It's kind of a pain to use the quotation marks, you know, tripling them all the time. You can use a and character 13, which takes up a little more space. That works also. Or a character, whatever the quotation mark is. I don't remember it at the moment. But anyways, this you'd have to modify these lines. So you can write your own loader program if you want to, or modify this one. Like I've said before, you know, I don't care about what you do in RXB. Just let me know if you've modified something in the package. Anyways, the last line of the program has to be call user. And you saw how that worked. I think the only other thing I wanted to show you before I left is I had a program called call bias in my last demo. And the problem was that it didn't work correctly because it wasn't reading the screen correctly. So let's go with this. We're going to read from moves. We're going to move from video to video. No, to a string. We're going to put it into a string. And we're going to move 255 bytes. And we're going to move from 511, that should pick a number, to and shift $, put it in that one, that variable. Now what we're going to do is go call bias. And we're going to go 0 because we're going to add 96 to the bias and $, because anytime we read off the screen, there's a 96 added to it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to print that. And let's run the program. Whoa, what happened? Oh, missed my S. Oh my gosh. And there you go. What it did was it copied what's off screen at 511 and then moved it into the $, and then $, printed all of it right there. So that's the demo this time. I just wanted to show you what I was up to. And this will be the end of the demo for RXB Demo 4. See you guys later.